tell me, you've obviously been involved in marketing and the bigger picture, but in terms of video marketing, what's the best example that you've got for me that you've seen either, anywhere in the video world?
That's a very good question.
There's so many examples these days. It's almost overwhelming. But
I tend to like the spoof ones. Anything that doesn't take themselves too serious.
Yeah.
And that's rich because a lot of my experiences come from the corporate world. But those sort of videos, is going back, was it Hamlet cigars?
Right.
Back in the day, not very PC these days.
No.
But the guy that was with the comb over, the character, the Ramsey Nesbitt actor,
right,
with the comb over and was sat in a photo booth, and every time he went to have his photo taken, the seat moved, his hair moved, or something. It's anything like that.
So like a bit of comedy element to it.
Yeah. It's just
doesn't take itself too seriously.
A bit light-hearted.
Right.
Yeah, I like all that sort of stuff. I'm trying to think of something.
Well, let me butt in because you've brought ideas to my mind. Something quite recently, actually. Obviously, we're living in a world of where Twitter is a lot of people's news now. They go to Twitter for their news. So there's a comedian on Twitter who actually does spoof MP videos. What is basically a more exaggerated version of what exists out there at the moment. And hilariously, people can't tell the difference and believe that she is an MP, and she gets a lot of abuse, but therefore also a lot of eyeballs on her account, more followers. Her followers have jumped massively since she started doing, she basically acts out that she is an MP and people can't tell the difference. And she gives these ridiculous, opinionated videos out there, and it's all done in with laughs in mind, but people take it seriously. And I guess that says what the state of British politics is at the moment, that people can't tell the difference between satire and the real thing. But she's become very famous. Her Twitter account has exploded because of these satire videos that she creates. And so that, comedy is a strange one. I always say that comedy is very difficult to pull off in video.
Yeah.
Not I'm talking TV or anything like that. I'm talking the occasional time that someone has come to us with a funny idea for their video explainer video or for their video marketing. It's always very difficult. And there's been times where it's completely fell flat and we've had to rejig everything. But there've been other times where it's worked really well. It's if it works well, it really goes far because you're more likely to get things.
I think the British like a bit of self-deprecation.
Absolutely.
And if you can work that in subtly, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
You don't need a lot. I know there was the recent ad, was it KFC, where there were issues that, who'd have thought that a fried chicken company would run out of chicken.
Yeah.
But it happened. And they did a clever ad where they'd posted their normal KFC bucket, but instead of KFC, they'd got FCK on the bucket instead, and it was one of those, a picture speaking 1,000 words. But again, it was that poking fun at themselves, admitting that there was a problem, and sort of turning that into an advert, and from a social media point of view, turning a negative into a positive, and generating the publicity from that as well. So
absolutely.
Clever.